Welcome to the Sports Card Lessons Podcast. I'm your host, Big Ken. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on a streaming service, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You'll be notified whenever I drop any new content. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Happy Wednesday. I got my COVID and flu vaccines yesterday, so my energy level today is a little low. Apologies if it comes across in the episode, but I will do my best to keep that energy level up. Uh, it's been a strange week in the hobby for me. It seemed like all at once a bunch of wax became available online and somewhat limited. One of those, you need to make a decision quickly or you're going to miss out. I was happy to jump in like I normally do and buy. And I have to say, right, the time has come. What we've all been waiting for, or most of us anyways, the release of the 2024 WNBA cards. Right? It's been something people have been talking about for so long and speculating on prices, right? And also this week, somewhat, I guess I could call it a limited release, right, of 2024 Donruss football, a Costco exclusive, and of course the Panini instant money grabs that just continue. So let's break it down. Panini Instant, the WNBA sets with, it's the sets, and then they also had Caitlin Clark Rookie of the Year cards, and then a bunch of single cards from other players that you could buy in on. And two things right away I see that Panini is doing. With their WNBA sets, you can opt just to buy a base set for $79.99. Or you can buy the same set with a randomly inserted one-of-one card for $299.99. So you're going to spend $300 and you're guaranteed a one-of-one card, right? So, I mean, how does that not appeal to the masses? Your chance of getting, a Caitlin Clark one-of-one card in these sets. We're all ripping. I mean, probably the goal in everything, in every box we open up, the goal is to find a one-on-one card in there, right? But now here's the guarantee, right? Just spend some more money and you're guaranteed a one-of-one. For me, no thanks. It just takes away from the whole. Like you're just taking away what's going to happen now. They're going to start next year coming out with boxes. Say, well, you could buy all these boxes. Oh, you want to be a guaranteed one-of-one? You could spend this much money and get that, right? So all of a sudden, it's going to put the one-of-ones out of reach of the people who are, who can't get up to that level. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but you can see the beginning of something coming. And I said two things. The other one I'll talk about in a minute. It's with the Donruss football, another guarantee in the Costco exclusive. So what's for sale this week? Target started selling the WNBA Monopoly Prism Blaster. Boxes are $29.99 each. As of 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, they are still available on Target's website. To buy. And they tell you to buy, you can buy a limit of 5, but it didn't stop me from buying a couple limits of 5 on there. So, and if you have a Target Red card, they offered some kind of a discount on it too. So I don't know what the print run is on that, but I believe those aren't releasing until January 12th. So you buy it now and it's pre-order, wait for it to come out. Costco started selling Panini Donruss football, Costco exclusive, with, and this is what I'm talking about, number 2, with a guaranteed downtown card, right? Although this downtown is a giant downtown card. And it's those boxes selling at $56.99 each online, and they sold out in hours. And I was just lucky enough that someone messaged me and said, hey, did you see this? I jumped on, I messaged some other people, and that's probably why it sold out so quickly. I didn't buy that many of these. I'm not, I'll talk about Donruss in a minute, but I bought enough that I figured I could just have fun on a quick rip. But then I see now, I imagine they're going to have them in Costco. I know in Connecticut they're not. I talked to somebody and said they're not going to be on the shelves or in the stores in Connecticut. But in some states they're putting them in the stores, and now there's pictures surfacing on IG of people rolling out a flatbed cart with the entire contents of a pallet on the cart that they went in and bought every single one. One particular one I saw was a breaker, went out and took a picture of a cart going out, and I know that's been flying around on the internet. So, that's what happens at places like this. One person, they can go out and just, literally empty the contents of the store. Panini also releasing today WNBA Origins hobby boxes, $3.39 a box. Those boxes sold out. I don't know how quickly. I know it was under 20 minutes because I knew it was coming. I set my alarm. I went on right at noon today. I made my purchase, and then at the same time I'd messaged somebody else saying, "Hey, these are available." They messaged me back like 10 minutes later and said, "Nope, those are sold out." So those went very quickly today off the Panini website. I know the Costco exclusive Donruss football has been selling on eBay. So I looked those up on eBay. Those have been selling for $99 to $115, which is almost a double up from the retail price. So if you're able to get them in store, I think they're like $52 or $4 cheaper if you're able to walk into a Costco and find them. So that's almost a double up, compared to where they just started, where they were just selling on Saturday or Sunday, whenever. I don't even remember what day I bought it, but I know it said delivery Wednesday, and half of my orders already showed up. Today's Wednesday. Half of my orders showed up this morning. The other half is supposed to show up tomorrow. And I'm sure the WA Origin boxes selling out so fast, those prices are going to be flying up too, with the release of those. I don't know about the WNBA Prism Monopoly cards, the pre-order. I said those are being released on January 12th. I have zero motivation to open any of these boxes at this point, knowing that they're being so overproduced, right? And any chances of hitting the chase card in any of these is almost the same as winning the lottery now by what the print runs are on them. I think to myself, why not just sell the boxes immediately and just double up on my investment? The chances of me pulling anything out of there that it's going to be worth a double up on the box itself are pretty slim. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to rip, and I'm more than tempted to rip that they came. I mean, I told you the first half of the Donruss showed up today, and I looked in that box 4 times already, and I've said to myself, you know, here's the thing. Somebody yesterday posted a video on YouTube opening 25 of them, right? The Donruss, the Costco exclusives, opening up 25 of them. And I've been doing this long enough to know that Donruss is generally the first product to come out with, with the football, with the rookies, that hits retail stores and people get excited about. The markup on those boxes, especially at the card shows, people will run to Target and Walmart and buy them and, raise the price and try to sell them at the card shows. So they're all the rage for like 5 minutes, right? Until Prism comes out. And then their values just drop like a rock in the lake, right? I mean, just drop. Like nobody cares about them anymore. We get the the optic preview cards that come out. There's a couple random numbered cards, even the autograph cards. By the end of the season, I mean, what they sell for when they first came out, and by the end of the season, when all the other cards are out, I mean, their value is so low on that. So it just doesn't make sense for me. I mean, it's fun to try to get in there and find like a downtown card, right? I mean, because that's really what we would hope to pull out of the Donruss is a downtown, right? But I wasn't impressed at all watching this guy open 25 boxes, and it was like a 2-hour video, and he really just didn't pull anything worth anything. I mean, I think you know, I'm gonna say it. Like, what the heck is going on with the gigantic downtowns? Those cards looked beautiful, but they were huge, right? Do we have to order oversized penny sleeves and top loaders? I mean, how are we gonna protect these cards? Uh, I mean, I'm not sure what they were thinking. Maybe I'm sure they're smarter than me, but I was shaking my head when I saw the size. Well, first of all, I saw the box and it says you're guaranteed a downtown. It's like Panini or spend this much money and you'll get the 1-of-1. Now the big chase and the Donruss is the downtown. Now we're saying guaranteeing you, a downtown in the card, but then the downtown, was huge. Unless this product, right? This is it. Costco short print run is going to be that limited, and Panini's not going to produce any more oversized downtown cards. Well, maybe they'll become a chase card. Maybe the value will stay up on them. But we're going to have to see what happens. I mean, if all of a sudden these oversized downtown cards are going to become a thing, then it's going to be nothing, right? It's going to be more like a base card. And we all know it's not going to fit in our Zion cases, right? PSA going to grade these? I would love to see the size of the slab because I think the card's like 8x5. And how about these Origin hobby boxes, the WNBA Origin hobby boxes? If you went to the Panini website, you would have saw the select first off the line hobby box, a couple over from it. It's not available yet, but the first off the line starting at $3,000, $3,000. And this is on Panini's website. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember, and I tried to go back and I could not get the exact number, but I'm pretty sure I remember when 2023 Select Football Hobby Box first off the line came out, I thought they were somewhere around $1,500 to $1,700, the first off the line. And these are starting at $3,000. It's insane. I don't know. $3,000. And I can't even imagine what the Prism WNBA first off the line is going to be. I couldn't even begin to guess what that is. And it's a great way to greet all the new WNBA fans that want to start collecting, try to collect, welcome to the hobby. You want to collect Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese or Cameron Brink. Oh, come right in. Yeah. This is what it's going to cost you to get these cards. Welcome to the most expensive boxes on the market. We're welcoming new people in and raising the prices on those boxes more than any other sport, more than baseball, football, basketball, soccer. I mean, welcome to the hobby. Welcome, kids. This is all for you, kids. Make sure you come with your parents' checkbook or credit card. It almost reminds me, and I'm going to take a shot at myself probably saying this too, but that dealer that overprices their cards in their case by 10x, hoping that somebody's going to show up, not know how to comp a card, just be new in the hobby and just pay a sticker price thinking, it's like a store, whatever the sticker price is, that's what you pay. Right. And the crazy thing is we know they're going to sell out. We know they're going to, like today, they're going to sell out in 10 or 15 minutes. That's the crazy part. I favorited a bunch of WNBA Origin, hobby case breaks on eBay, because I figured that may be an easier way to get in and get some cards out of that without having to spend $340 on a box and just get, a couple autos. So we're about 5 or 6 hours away. The Caitlin Clark spots are about $600. The rest of the players are like from 30 to 65 or $68. The rest of the rookies that are in there. And I'm sure those $30 to $60 being the first day, they're going to end up being $300 to $400. And I would have to imagine the Caitlin Clark got to be up over $1,000. I would think. I mean, I we'll talk about this on the next episode, because I'll keep a journal of where these break spots are selling. But is the Caitlin Clark card going to be worth that much money? If you're buying into that spot, is that card going to, are those cards going to be worth that much money? And I don't mean immediately, because I'm sure immediately everything is going to be selling very high. It's just a frenzy of the market. We know how that goes. But I mean, when the dust settles, after Prism comes out, April, May, June, what are the values of these Origin cards? Not Caitlin Clark cards, but specifically Origin cards. What are those values going to be? I don't think they're going to hold their value, similar to Donruss, when the newer product starts coming out, and then the newer product starts coming out. I think it's a frenzy because it's the first cards that came out. Because just think about it. If they released all the cards at once, everybody's going to try to buy Prism, right? Nobody's going to try to. And then if you're basing the values on it, that's why there's a staggered release. We're going to release the cheaper cards more expensive first, and really figure out what we're going to ask, depending on how quickly these cheaper versions of these cards sell. Now we know, how to gauge the price for what people really want to buy. We see this every year with football. I mean, I don't do basketball, but I imagine it's the same there too. So we rush to the front of the line, right? Try to overbid and get all these cards. Or is the smarter move, do we wait 6 months and capitalize on those people's mistakes, right? Let everybody else run to the front of the line and overbid and get these cards. Be excited. I outbid everybody. I'm in the break. And then get these cards. Now what? Now we got to sell them quick. And if you don't sell them and you hold them when all the other products come out, right? That's the best time to buy those cards. The best time. I mean, what is the hobby really, right? When you for I should say, not what is the hobby, but for a flipper, right? In flipping, we're either capitalizing, right, on other people's mistakes, or they're capitalizing on ours, right? You're either selling too soon or selling too late, or buying too soon or buying too late, right? So you sit back, relax, let the dust settle. We can capitalize on other people's mistakes. I'll keep you updated if I do open anything that comes in, but right now, very doubtful. I may try to get into a break or two, but I'm not going to spend a ton of money, which means I'm probably going to be, and anything today wouldn't even be worth it for me on day one to try to bid on anything in a break. Maybe a couple weeks from now, watch some of those boxes open, see what they look like, see what the cards look like. But I mean, anything trying to get in, I'm sure the stuff tonight and tomorrow and right into the weekend are going to be going for insane amounts of money. And on my boxes right now, I don't plan on ripping any of these that I purchased. I feel it's better to sell. And for me, try to keep stashing that money away and build a pot for Prism. In past years, I've been the guy, ripping all these blasters and mega boxes and really getting nothing but disappointment. And I think I'm just going to leave that to somebody else this year. And I'm going to, tell people what has happened to me year after year. I mean, that's what I'm here for, lessons. I'm always, they're hard lessons for me, right? And sometimes I can't help myself. Sometimes, I mean, I've really struggled. I really wanted to buy some of the Bowman Chrome 23, 24, Bowman Chrome University, basketball to try to get, some of the rookies from last year, mainly, Paige Beckers and a few other, and I mean, all these other players are in those boxes too. Maybe not their first, but because looking at the values of watching them going up, but then I'm looking at the box, I'm like, I just can't get myself to spend $300 and something on a box and maybe get nothing when I could probably buy a nice card for $300. Right. So every time I think I might do that, I end up looking to see, equally for the cost of that box, what can I buy? Well, I can buy a Paige Becker's Auto PSA 9. I mean, I might as well, just do that. And that's more of a guarantee than buying a box and not knowing what I'm going to get out of it. As for these ones, as for the 2024 WNBA, I mean, I'll buy the singles at market value down the road, and try to capitalize on the dropping of the price and then grading and reselling, or grading or reselling, depends if they're gradable cards or not. We all know when the dust settles on anyone's rookie year on mostly all the products, Prism is the one that holds value. And I know there's higher boxes than that. I do, but most can't afford those boxes and cards and the breaks in those boxes, right? So for the masses in the hobby, I think Prism is the level that will hold the most value and what people chase the most. They look at that as a higher end card, compared to all the other, the Donruss and the Optic and stuff like that. The only downfall is I'm sure the equipment at Panini, right, is running 24 hours around the clock to 5x, 10x, 20x that WNBA print run, right? It'll be interesting to see how much value is actually out there, when we're in 2025, right? This time next year, we're looking back at all the values of the 2024 rookies. And I'm not saying every card, right? But I think at this point, I think I should concentrate on the numbered cards, right? Anything numbered, because anything base, and even the shiny stuff, if it's not numbered, it's just overprinted, right? I mean, mostly even the numbered cards are overprinted too, but at least there's a limit on those, right? Okay, this card's to 99. This is the 199. And we see that with the the Bowman U Chrome too, or the Bowman Chrome University, right? We see that too with those cards too, that with the Juju Watkins and the Paige Beckers and the Caitlin Clarks, right? Anything that's to 99 and 199, 299, 399, they've held their value a lot more than just a base or a refractor. So I think it's very important, in the mindset, looking down the road to say, okay, I want to start buying some singles. This is where I want to start. I want to start with the numbered cards. Anything, especially if I know it's been overprinted, I want to start with something numbered. That'll make it a little bit more limited than just a base. So in 2025, looking back, will there be value, or will be sitting on a pile of worthless cardboard? Only time will tell. Let me know what you think. Are you going to be running out there, jumping into these WNBA breaks, buying these boxes from Panini, ripping them open, or will you be sitting back, waiting to capitalize on other people's mistakes when these values start to tank? Let me know what you think, especially now. And I know as we talk about this every year, we know they're printing more and more cards, and especially this year with, with Caitlin Clark. I mean, with all this with Caitlin Clark, we know that they're just printing as much as they can to sell. I mean, we see it with the Panini Instant. It's like every other day there's more Panini Instant. Oh, and this card and that card and Rookie of the Year, and you know, all the little records that she broke as a rookie. I mean, there's a card for every single thing that she's doing now. And at first I was like, and I was doing well. I was buying these, WNBA draft night cards and things like that. But now I'm like, uh, is there going to be value in these cards? Like they're printing so many of these Panini Instants now. You really have to pick through and think. And I'll tell you what, for me, what I think the value is anything that has a number on the back of it, right? So even though the draft night, they all came numbered on the back of it, but at least there's a limit to that, right? And I know on these sets that I ordered like a month or so ago, they came in, these sets were numbered to like 8,000 something. So I know there's only 8,000 of those sets that were made, right? So that means only 8,000 Caitlin Clark and 8,000 Angel Reese and 8,000, Cardoza, just 8,000 of each card, because there was 8,000, I think it was like 8,092 sets or something like that. So it's limited. It's somewhat limited. But anything that's just coming with unnumbered, I don't think it holds value at all. This weekend, possibly I may be heading down to the Hofstra show on Saturday. I had my whole weekend got flipped around. So I wasn't doing anything this weekend, but now my plans got pushed to the following weekend. So looks like I may go to the Hofstra show on Saturday, just to walk it. I won't be setting up there. I know American Dream Mall is also this weekend. 2 big shows right in the same area. What's new? And Sunday, I'll be setting up at our local New Britain, Connecticut show. So if you're around, if you're at any of those shows, look for me. If you're Sunday, you go over to New Britain, stop by, say hello. That's where you'll find me. That's all I have. I'll be back Sunday with a brand new episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And if you like what you hear, please definitely subscribe. And most importantly, tell a friend and spread the word. And until next time, take care of yourselves and everyone around you.